Hey everyone, today we are going to be reading Ticket Trouble. Wow, we're finally going on vacation, Mickey said to Minnie and Goofy as they arrived to the airport. Hawaii, here we come, Minnie said happily. This is my very first airplane ride, exclaimed Goofy excitedly. Look, you guys, he said, I even got a pilot's hat for the trip. At the check-in counter, the agent stamped Mickey's ticket and then Minnie's. Goofy looked and looked for his, and finally found it stuck between two ham sandwiches he had packed for a snack. The ticket agent stamped the ticket. Now don't lose this, she warned Goofy. Goofy thought hard. I know, he exclaimed. I'll put it inside my pilot's hat. That's really safe. He tucked the ticket snugly inside his hat. Just then, as a group of pilots hurried into the airline terminal, a stiff breeze blew Goofy's hat right off his head. Whoosh! Stop that hat, Goofy yelled, racing after it. As Goofy chased his runaway hat, he bumped into the pilots, knocking their hats and flight bags in every direction. Gosh, I'm sorry, Goofy apologized as he helped everyone pick up their belongings. The pilots smiled, placing their hats back on their heads, and hurried off to their planes. Goofy picked up the last hat and looked inside. Oh no, he cried. One of those pilots took my hat by mistake, and my ticket's in it. Don't worry, Goofy, said Mickey. We'll help you find the pilot who has your hat. Mickey knocked on the door of the air traffic control tower. Inside, people with radios were telling the pilots when to take off and land their planes. Could you please use your radios to ask the pilots if one of them has Goofy's hat and ticket? Mickey asked. Minnie put her bags through the X-ray machine and hurried down a long hall to the boarding area. She saw hundreds of people getting on and off planes, but she didn't see a single pilot anywhere. Meanwhile, Goofy spotted a pilot walking toward the baggage claim area. Goofy ran after the pilot, but he tripped and fell, clunk, onto a baggage conveyor loaded with suitcases. Uh-oh. Around and around, Goofy whirled until his head was spinning. Goofy staggered off the conveyor and stumbled through a door that led to the edge of the airfield. A plane was taxiing past slowly. Through the cockpit window, Goofy saw a pilot wearing a hat that looked like his. Stop! Stop! Goofy shouted, waving his arms. In the control tower, the air traffic controllers saw Goofy waving his arms. Goofy is signaling us to stop that plane, one of the controllers said. She radioed the pilot who was flying the plane. Quickly, the startled pilot stepped on the brakes. Then Goofy saw another plane going by, and another, and another. All the pilots were wearing hats like his. Stop! Stop! Goofy shouted, waving his arms again. The traffic controllers radioed all the pilots to stop their planes. Soon, Goofy had brought the whole airport to a standstill. Suddenly, one of the pilots began waving at Goofy. "I heard the control tower's announcement," the pilot shouted. "I've got your hat. Come and get it." Goofy ran up to the door of the plane, and the pilot handed him his hat. Luckily, his ticket was still tucked safely inside. Finally, it was time for Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy to board their plane. The flight attendant tore off part of Goofy's ticket and handed the rest back to him. "That's your return ticket," Mickey explained to Goofy as they sat down and buckled their seatbelt. "If you lose it, you won't be able to fly home." "Don't worry," Goofy said. "This time I'm putting it in a really safe place. My shoe." The end.